Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Boonaa Mohammed here, coming at you with another episode of Bro Code here on Dops TV. And today I'm going to be sitting down with a very special guest. You know, all my guests are special, but this guest is really, really special. He is the Don, the legend, Sheikh Abdullah Hakim Quick, who has been giving Dawa for longer than most of us have been alive, let's be honest now. And we're going to be talking to him about Dawa, how to become a professional da'i, a person who calls to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on a full-time basis, which he has been doing for several decades, not to mention his passion, his love for this beautiful ancient form of Chinese art, of Chinese martial arts called Tai Chi, which he actually, I saw him doing it one morning and I said, Sheikh, you got to talk to me about it. So he's going to be giving us the 411 on how to give Dawa and a little bit about Tai Chi. Join us on this episode of Bro Code here on Dops TV.
Hold a second. Hold a second. Hold a second. Hold a second.
Sheikh Abdullah Hakim Quick has accomplished a lifetime worth of achievements. He was one of the first North Americans to ever graduate from the illustrious Islamic University of Medina in 1979, and later completed a master's degree and a doctorate in African history at the University of Toronto in Canada. Sheikh Abdullah has been serving as an imam, da'i, teacher, counselor, and media consultant in the US, Canada, South Africa, and the West Indies, and has traveled to over 61 countries on lecture, research, and educational tours. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, good to see you, man.
Good,
This is the Tai Chi. It's something that I've always seen you do. I've always been so fascinated about.
Right.
Can you teach me a little bit about it?
Definitely, no problem, man.
Bismillah, let's go for it.
Let's go for it.
So I know that Tai Chi is something that I've seen you do in the past, and I've always been fascinated. I've watched you do it from a distance, and I've said, what is this thing? I've seen people do it, but I haven't really learned much about it. Can you tell us a little bit about what Tai Chi is?
Well, basically, Tai Chi, is harnessing the inner forces of the body in order to cure, in order to give benefit.
Okay.
It can also be external, where it becomes like a martial art. But the form of Tai Chi that I am studying is the one where you harness the energy to cure yourself.
Okay, nice.
So it's literally the life forces, and the energy of the world that flows through the body. Instead of just expending everything,
Right.
you are now using it
Okay.
to soften your bones, to help the blood to run, for your
Right.
nervous
There's
system.
a lot of physical benefits to it, the health benefits.
Exactly.
When we talk about Dawa and becoming a da'i, a lot of times we don't think about it in practical terms. It can be a very theoretical concept. But you obviously are somebody who's been giving Dawa and calling to the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and teaching Islam for many, many years. So tell us, just how did you get into it? Was this always something you knew you wanted to do? I mean, you always wanted to become a teacher? Is this something that was always in your background?
In the beginning of my career, so to speak, I wasn't a Muslim. I was living in America in the 60s, in a very turbulent time in Cambridge, Boston, Massachusetts. A lot of activism, a lot of anti-war, a lot of movement, a lot of questioning going on. So I started to question things very seriously, even about my own identity. I was originally Christian. I wasn't satisfied with the church. And, once I found that out, there was a feeling inside to get it to other people. So I didn't look at it as a job or as an industry, but just really as a way of thanking God in a sense, for guidance to Islam.
Okay, so teach me a little bit about this. I mean, I've seen there's so many positions, but just break down the basics for me if you could.
Well, basically, we want to warm up first, because Tai Chi is literally, stretching the muscles and letting the energy and fluids flow in the body.
Okay.
So we want to first get that energy flowing.
We're twisting the
arm.
wrist.
So you literally, your whole arm is sort of twisting from the wrist up.
Okay.
It gets this twist. Okay. Now we want to get a stretch for our neck, on our back. So we're going to start here, and then we go out, and then twist around, and then under. We go out to the end, and then twist, under.
That's a nice stretch.
Everything is done in a slow way. The concept is slow motion. So it's sort of like moving meditation.
I see.
And so it's relaxing the body. It's moving your energy through. massaging your muscles. You breathe in, breathe out. It's a beautiful way to start your day and harness that force that Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to the human being.
Talk to me about the real sustainability factor, because some people might feel like they want to give dawah and they want to go out on the streets and give pamphlets, but they don't want to get a job, they don't want to support themselves and their families. Talk about this balance between, obviously it shouldn't be a business, but there is a business component to it. I mean, you have to take care of yourself and your family. How does somebody balance those two thoughts?
Well, this is important because making dawah a course in a university, that a person comes out and then gets a job, it doesn't work, because what we're talking about is, leading the Muslim community, also, going out in society, getting this lifestyle across to other people.
Right.
And there's going to be a lot of difficulties. So when we come back to the secular world, people are doctors, lawyers, construction workers. Everybody has a certain expertise in a certain job that they do. What is the job of the dawah person? How much is it worth? There is no value to this.
Right.
It is invaluable.
Right.
The amount of blessings
and
coming
benefit
coming from it. At the same time, we have to be practical. So really, what I advise people based upon my own life experience is that along with learning the methodology of dawah, we also need to have a skill.
So have something to fall back on.
Always have something to fall back on. And that's very important today because the communities are under a lot of pressure with Islamophobia. And so people will take some strange positions. So the person of dawah who knows what the haqq is, he knows the truth, right? But the community is under pressure to give another image of Islam. What do you say? If your food comes from the people who are surrendering themselves or watering down their Islam, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So therefore, in order to sustain yourself and to be able to give an honest explanation of Islam, it's better that you have your own means of sustenance. So now we want to stretch for our side. So we're going to go along like this, stretch right to the end, and then come back, and then stretch on this side, and then come back, and stretch here, and back, and stretch here, and back, and stretch here. So get a good stretch right on your side.
Right at the back. I
feel
that.
So you feel your back.
Yeah.
Is sort of massaging the bottom of your back.
Yeah.
And also, your side too. Okay?
Okay.
Now we want to push out both hands at the same time, going in and out. So sort of move it around like that. Move it. Just keep it moving and flowing, sort of reaching out like this, back straight, reaching out. Yeah.
Today, there are many different avenues for dawah. A major avenue right now is online, social media. There's also this intersectionality between celebrity culture, where people are becoming more celebrity-based, versus, trying to market yourself. And I know you have a huge Facebook following as well, and you're big on social media, but how do we balance those two between wanting to get our work out there, but also, doing it in the right way?
Well, it's very important to try to understand this balance. And it was in around the time of the Battle of Khaybar that the Prophet ﷺ said to Ali that, if you call one person, if one person accepts Islam in your hand, it is better than, the best red camel, meaning the best thing in the world.
Right.
One person. So really, dawah is not about quantity, it's about quality and sincerity. Right? And this is the most important thing that we need to remember. If you think about some of the great companions of the Prophet ﷺ, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, what books do you know that Abu Bakr wrote?
None.
What major programs did he do? What book did Bilal write? What book did Umar write? What book did Uthman write?
Right.
Think about this. These are the greatest of the companions, but it was their sincerity to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the izzah that came, the greatness that came through Allah, and not artificial means, not pleasing people. So this is my advice, to the students of dawah and those going in the field. Maintain your sincerity, and whenever you find yourself trying to please people instead of Allah, then back up, because your dawah has now changed. You're now an entertainer, and this is not about entertainment. Because no matter how good, our program is, the real hidayah, guidance, comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sincerity is so vital for dawah.
And I feel like this is something that would be nice to start your day with, like you mentioned. This is kind of like an after Fajr quick exercise routine.
Yes, this is what the people of the East have mastered in terms of longevity, keeping their bodies.
And I see very
in shape.
elderly people. You see, they're still at it, and they're doing it very nicely as well.
That's right. You'll see in China, Southeast Asia in the morning, hundreds of people together doing it. Getting that energy to start the day.
And there's probably a reason why they live so long.
That's right. So now we put the leg out, and now we want a nice back. We're gonna come around like this, turn it around, and then push it out. Stretch your back out now, nice. Come back around, and push it out, stretch. Back around, turn it, push it out, stretch. You feel that in your back? Yeah. So that's really good. Somebody my age in the 60s now, this is really good for a massage of your back. There. Okay, so we're going to switch legs now. And we're going to start out and then come back, turn your hands around, and get a nice stretch. Come back, turn your hands around. Keep your feet planted into the ground. You want to plant your feet.
I think for anyone out there who's considering becoming a da'i, there's a lot of benefit and gems they could learn from, but definitely taking the steps and doing things sincerely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I personally took away with more importantly than anything else, because I know that I'm consistently fighting with that, and it's something that we have to continue to remind ourselves of, always continuing fixing our niyyah. So Jazakumullah khairan, Sheikh. Thank you for giving us your time, and may Allah give you many, many more years in the da'wah, because we need people like yourself. And for everyone watching, inshallah, I hope you were able to benefit. Stay tuned for another great episode of Bro Code here on Dobbs TV. I'm Brother Boonaa Mohammed signing off with my great guest here, Sheikh Abdullah Hakim Quick. Until next time, take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hold a second.
Place the cup on your back and squeeze.
Profession, the culinary arts. How did that happen?
So as a child,